So here's the temperature humidity sensor. It's the one found in the makerspace. Very similar to the photo sensor, it has 3 pins. On the left is the signal pin, in the middle is the positive pin, on the right is the negative pin. I've soldered 3 wires to it, and I'll show you how to hook it up. One difference between programming the photo sensor and programming the temperature humidity sensor is that the temperature humidity sensor has a software library that you'll have to download. So just go to this link, then you click download zip. It'll ask you to download to save it. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this folder, zip folder, in your Arduino folder. In Windows it should be in your Documents, My Documents. You open your Arduino folder, go to Libraries, and then drag it into there. So right here's a little bit of sample code that they included with the library. I'm going to walk you guys through each part of it. Include dht.h is include the library. You need to make sure that's in there or else your sensor won't work. Define DHT pin 2. That's defining the digital pin 2 as the pin that the sensor is plugged into. You also need to make sure you have this in there. Now this part's a little special. This code was written with 3 different sensors in mind, DHT11, DHT22, and DHT21. The difference being, I guess, one's a little more expensive and probably better. The one we're using is DHT11, so what you need to do is you need to comment DHT22. You do that by putting 2 slashes in front of it, and then remove the slashes in front of the DHT11. This is just so the program knows which sensor you're using. Alright, now we enter the setup part. Serial.begin 9600, that's your standard serial monitor setup. Serial.println DHEXX test, that's to make sure that the program itself is running. And DHE.begin, that's just to initialize the sensor. Now the loop part. Delay 2000, it's having it run once every 2 seconds. Now DHE.read humidity is the method which takes the humidity value from the sensor and it assigns it to a float value h. Float is a floating point data type. It's a number with decimal point. DHT.read temperature, they assign that to float t. And DHT.read temperature, where a parameter here is true, that's so that it will return Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. That's being assigned to float f. I'm going to skip this part for now. Here you have compute heat index. Once again, there's one for Fahrenheit and there's one for Celsius. You should read the comments if you want to know how to change the one. And down here you have serial.print everything, all the information that the sensor collects. Now if we go back to this part checks if the sensor is working at all, if there's a sensor even plugged in. What it does is it reads the humidity value, the temperature value, and the temperature in Fahrenheit value. If any of these are undefined, it'll assume that the sensor is not working or it's not plugged in, and it'll print in the serial failed to read from DHT sensor, and then it'll just restart this entire thing. So that's what the code does. After that, you're going to upload it to your Arduino. It's taking a while. Alright, the upload was successful. Now you open your serial monitor. So the code's working. Alright, and now you see that your sensor is returning values and it's being displayed to your serial monitor. Now to make sure your thing works, you might want to see if the temperature in your room really is this temperature or the humidity really is. Given how the room feels right now, this seems to be right in my case. Also, you might want to try breathing on it to see if the humidity goes up, or putting it near something cold or hot to see if the temperature goes up or down.